Hello and welcome to my channel. It might come as a surprise to you, but for this episode, it is not a knife that is in front of this table. It is a mosquito. No, it's just a mosquito that came. It is a radio control model of an F-22 Raptor. As you might have known on the video prior to this one, it was the first time that I posted a video of me flying a radio control model. For those who doesn't know it, or I'm sure people would not know, coming from this knife channel that I always post knives in, I do have another channel, and that was my first passion before going into knives. I've been longer into radio controlled model things than I am on knives. So I have that other channel. Do visit it, check it out, search it out on YouTube. It's called my channel would be Han Solo, and that will be the other name for that channel. I'm thinking of changing it, but if you've figured it out by now, this channel is Django 1911, the other is Han Solo. So all the telltale signs of Star Wars are just there. Those are the put it in the comments if you figured it out. So I'm sure you did. But anyways, this is the first time that I'm gonna be posting a radio control model aircraft in this channel, and this would not end here. I'm gonna be doing some helicopters also, radio control helicopters, and the quad rotors, the multi rotors that I fly. I don't want to call it a drone, but I do have a drone, a Phantom Vision 2 Plus, that I do use for what it's intended to be used for. And you would be seeing it in this channel as well. But for now, let's go ahead and check out this channel. I mean this airplane. As you may have known, this is an F-22 Raptor. It's made of EPO foam, and it's if you watch the video, I'd put the link here. It flies like crazy. I mean, it flies fast because it is a ducted fan model. Now, a ducted fan would have you can see that it's a duct, and it's not a propeller. I mean, it's still an propeller, but it's more like an impeller, so it has a faster RPM, therefore it has a faster speed as compared to a propeller driven model. And as you can tell in the video, it moves not really that fast, but you know, it zips just by the cruising speed, and I really like this airplane. It is a little bit small. If you're not used to flying models, you would have a handful controlling this model because it doesn't have a cruising thing. One moment it's in this side, and the next thing you know, it's gonna be zipping by you. So it's for an intermediate flyer, to say the least. I'm not saying that I'm an expert flyer, but I can hold my own in flying, especially when it comes to helicopter 3D. I'm not that good, but I don't crash that often. I can fly things. Well, the main purpose of this video is to cross over. You know, my other channel, it's more on the flying field, that, you know, more on the things that I see on the flying field where I fly in. We are called the Victor's Hilltop Squadron. Our patron, the owner of the flying field, is named Victor, and we're named after him. We are the Victor's Hilltop Squadron because we fly beside a hilltop, and if you check that video, you would clearly see the entire city that I live in, and that's all the skyscrapers that is in the city that I live in, and it's Davao City. Turmeric tea break. Wait. Soothes the throat. This airplane, this model, I've done some mods to it, you know. When you buy this model, you need to glue in the wings, glue in the tail pieces. Everything in this part is already done. So the linkages, I think it's already there. This is a plug and play PNP, so as you can tell, it's quite grimy on the belly side because it doesn't have landing gear. It just lands on its belly, and I prefer that because you have a longer battery time and not get weighed down by the landing gear. It's nice to have a landing gear, but for electric powered models you always have a time limit, and for this it's not that long. This is the radio that I control the model, and this would be a JR, Japan Radio 9 channel PCM 9X2. I would be going into more detail on this radio on a different episode. Do put it in the comments if you do like me to expound on things regarding anything RC, but I would probably do it in as we go along. So this radio has a 30 model memory. I can put it 30 models here and just choose among them, and it's got a module for Spectrum DCM2. Yep, DSM2, sorry. That's the frequency of the radio that I'm using. It's not it's like it's 2.4, but it's a frequency hopping thing. So like I said, there's lots of videos there, and I'm sure the ones that are watching the video may or may not have a whole lot of knowledge of this, but I'm gonna be doing more as we go along. So this one, 9 channels, got all the bells and whistles and all things. You don't need much for this model. This model has is what we call an 11 setup. Let's just check it out. So it's gonna be clearer if you do this this way. So an 11 setup would be controlled only by this one. To make it bank right, you push this to the right. This thing here goes up, also with this one on the tail. Make it bank left. This one here goes up and the other one goes on the tail. So pretty basic. And with the Elevon setup, when you want to go up, everything goes up here. See, it's going up, even the ailerons. It's a very basic setup, but you cannot have an Elevon setup unless you have that radio specific for an Elevon mix. It's different for a 4-channel trainer where you have the ailerons, independent control of the ailerons, elevator, rudder, and the throttle. This one, we have the Elevon, which is this, and this is usually used for small things like this where you don't use the rudder, because you can basically turn with this only, and then go up and down. And for the throttle, it's this stick, you push it up, see it's moving. So yeah, that's the basic controls of the model. A very simple model, you know, it doesn't have that much complexities to it, but it takes a little bit of getting used to flying it, because if you're used to the 4-channel trainer with a high wing, with a long wing going that way, it's different flying this as compared to flying that. The mod that I did for this model was, if you can check out this area here, you can see clearly in this one that I made a cut out. That is not part of the kit. I specifically cut out that part so that I can mount the radio, the receiver. You see this antennas? Those are the antennas for the receiver. So I can mount it way aft of the CG, of the center of gravity. I'm going into a very not really complex, but intermediate level electric building. In an electric model, you do not add ballast. That's just an old school modelers thing, you know. If you're a reader of the old model airplane news, the model builders, I've picked up early on in my younger days that if you have an electric model as compared to a nitro or a gas powered model, which is more power, an electric model, you do not use a ballast on the nose. You never do that. You just move things around. So that is what I did, and that vacated a whole lot of space here. But my balance point, my center of gravity for this one is, if you can see that duct here, it's where the cut for the intake. It's where my battery sits. See this? You just need a ruler for that. It's like, line it up like that, and the battery does not go forward, just where it terminates into that angle, and you are good. My center of gravity is spot on, and it's very sweet, and you can see how it flies. You know, it's very light, it's very nimble. It doesn't sink very much because it's lightened in the way, because one of the other reasons that I put this receiver here is, if you do not do this modification, if you do not cut this out, this thing here, the wires for the servos, they do not go as far. Okay, so imagine the wires for these two servos, they have a wire here that travels, that gives the signal. They do not go as far as to here. So if I did not cut this, I would need to have an extension wire. It's like, it varies from 4 inches to 6 inches to 12 inches, but it's not included in the kit. So aside from adding weight of those small wires, especially for a model like this, it's a small model, so every ounce of weight counts, you know, so that you can fly better, you know, the nimbleness, everything, it just counts to the single ounce. So what I did was, so as not to add that extra weight with the extension wire, so that I can put it here, I just made a cutout here, opened this up, and then put the receiver on the other end so that the servo wires go up till here, and the ESC, also the speed control, is somewhere in here, and everything's just a clean layout. And I'm just left with the battery here. So what I did was put the CG behind. I did not put the CG forward, and that will be so good, because imagine if this receiver, the receiver is something like this, if this receiver was way forward and the model is already flying well with this CG, then I would have added some up elevator on the up elevator trim on this one, so that it goes up, so that it's always flying in a nose up position. And that just sucks because you're not trimmed for level flight. As is, it should be flat. There's no, maybe there's a little bit of reflex, up reflex, but more or less it's flat and not having that up incidence to give it a nose up attitude for this one. So everything with everything in place, it all worked out nice. And this mod, I would say this mod is needed for you to balance this such a small plane. And as you can tell with how it flew, it flies really well. Cheers. I think I've covered everything, and it would just be a quick look for how this model would be doing. And yeah, so you won't be asking me of what kind of model that was flying on the other video, the video previous to this. And also I'm incorporating, like I said, I'm incorporating the flying into my knife channel, so it would be an all meshed together thing, and my focus would be to show you surveillance capabilities of a drone, and this is just a plus. But if you do want to have that specific, if you do want to watch that specific channel purely flying, I have more or less 230 videos on the other channel that I have. Don't forget to search it. It's called Han Solo, one word, not Han and Solo. It's like Han Solo, one word. And there's some really old videos there that you can watch. The quality is not that good yet, but you know, it's up to you. But there are also newer videos that I've already updated, and I'm still updating that channel to bring it up to speed. And there you have it, folks. This is my review of the, well, this plane is called the Skyangel. It comes in different forms: Skyangel, BlitzRCworks RC, and JPower. And it's just rebranded from one thing to another depending on what part of the world you are: US, Canada, North America, Asia, and so on and so forth. But they're just the same. And there you have it, folks. I hope you like this episode of this, for this channel. I mean, the pilot episode of a radio controlled model being reviewed on my channel and this channel. Do leave me a comment, leave a thumbs up, and do hit the bell button so that you would know, you would get notified if I do updates, do an upload on my channel. But I do have a schedule now for this channel, and it's gonna be every Wednesdays. No, it's gonna be every Wednesdays and Fridays, I think. I'm still thinking, but that's the 2 days of uploading every week. There's gonna be a new video Wednesdays, Fridays, or it can be Wednesdays only, it can be Fridays, but do be posted on that. And thank you for watching the video. Thank you for the support. Do keep them coming. I do appreciate it. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video.